my God, not again. I've been denied visa again. Oh, jeez. Watu wa America nini wanataka bana? Yeah, maybe that's you. You've been denied visa once, twice, thrice, just like me. I was denied visa 3 times. But finally, I came to the US, and these are some of the questions they ask. Maybe you know even a friend who was denied a visa. Maybe they didn't know what they should be asked. They didn't prepare enough, or they were just tensed. So we'll be viewing some of the questions they normally ask. So please, if you're new here, you're in the right place. Just consider subscribing, and those who have been here always supporting Kenya Marekani TV, God bless you. Let's keep supporting. You may want to leave a like and a comment down below. Okay, so welcome to today's episode. We'll be talking about questions that you'll be expecting when you go to the embassy. If you're planning to come to the US, there is no any other way. You have to go to the embassy yourself. Okay, I know there's a lot of agencies that promise you will not go to the embassy, but everybody goes to the embassy. I remember the time I came, I was in front of me there was a Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, who is a very prominent person in Kenya. Yeah, so even him, I asked him, hata wewe unapanga line mheshimiwa? He told me America itambui. Yeah, so yeah, the questions that they ask are very easy, and I always like to tell people it's good for you to answer DS-160. Yeah, there's a series of questions that you answer on the DS-160 while you're applying for that B1 or B2 or even F1, F2 student visa. Yeah. So what you need to do is make sure you fill that paper yourself so that you carry into your heart the questions that you answered. Otherwise, if somebody else fills the DS-160, you don't really care too much. Yeah. And if by chance somebody fills that DS-160, make sure they also photocopy that paper for you. They print it out so that you can have those questions. So question number 1 is, who is paying your stay in America? This question is very tricky, because if you say it's yourself, you then need to prove that you can, yes, indeed, you can be able to afford that stay. And that question also needs to show some evidence, like your financial. So that's when they go ahead and ask you, what do you do? Yeah, if you say you earn something like 20,000 Kenya shillings, they see this guy cannot afford to go to America. And if you say it's the person in the US who is supporting you, then they have to show also that they've been working in the US. They have to send you their tax returns. They have to send you their job, what they do, how much they earn, their bank statement, and stuff like that. But basically, in the US embassy nowadays, they don't really require papers. If you talk with confidence and if you answer your DS-160 right, they will definitely know this person will give him or not. Okay. So that question is always very, very tricky. And also, they want to see your stability, yeah, such that you will not go to US and stay there. So this brings me to my second question, which is normally, demonstrate to us how you will come back. What is your ties back home? That's a very serious question, yeah. Ties at home means you have a very serious job. If you are self-employed, you need to show that you have contracts that are coming up after your trip. You're so busy. You have to show them you're so busy, yeah, that you cannot afford to even stay an extra hour in the US after your time has elapsed. So if you're self-employed, you need to show your tenders, business tenders, maybe a couple of them, like future business tenders. Like you say you were supplying sand in this and that company, you show it on paperwork, but mostly it's the confidence that you portray, okay? Because some people will say, I'm a business person, but they don't look like it. Or some people will say, I earn millions, but how they talk doesn't demonstrate that. So definitely you have to show your ties back home. Also, ties can mean you are married, maybe your wife you're going without your wife, you're going without your children, they depend on you. You have your parents, they depend on you. Those are some of the things that can act as ties. You have maybe plot, you have property can also act as a tie, okay? But you need to demonstrate strong ties, something that will make you not stay in America, okay? Yeah. Also, another question is, how long will you be in the US? How long will you be in the US? Yeah, this question you have to know days, months, date, and date to come back. Like they might ask you, how long, how many weeks will you be in the US? So you know how to convert. Or how many months, or how many days, when are you going? Yeah, if it's this date to this date, you have to know. Yeah. And then also another secret, don't buy your ticket before you get your visa approval. You can buy a ticket and then you cancel it the following day just to show approval that you will indeed come back, to show a return ticket, okay? People have done that. Yeah, you can book a ticket and then cancel it immediately, just to print out the paperwork and then cancel it. That's another tip, an extra tip, okay? So, and then another thing they will ask you is, what will you be doing in the US? This is a tricky question because they want to see if you will be doing business, you'll be working, you'll be earning under the table. So if you're coming for tourist purposes, just say you're coming to tourist purposes. If you're a musician, and mostly Kwanzaa musicians, you're not supposed to come with a B1, B2. If you say you're a musician, you say you try to B1, B2, they will definitely deny you, unless you say you're coming for mission. But mission also has their own specific visa, okay? So some musicians have been denied visas. Personally, when I was coming the first time, I came as a musician, and we were 5 of us, 5 of the top musicians then, gospel musicians, and we were all denied because maybe we were in the wrong visa. Yeah, we were in the wrong visa. Hey, maze, we struggled, one. Hey, we tried even to get letters from Ministry of is it Ministry of Art? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, hey, we struggle, bwana. Ay. But anyway, that's life. Yeah, unajaribu unakosa, but then eventually you will still get it. And I always tell guys that US is not the epitome of success. You can try other countries. There's UK, there's Australia, there's Sweden. Because these Schengen countries, they're the best because the education is free until even university. You can go do masters, it's all free. Yeah, some of these countries, the only challenge is the language barrier. You have to learn their language. I hear they cannot employ you, or they cannot favor you if you don't speak their language. So language is a big piece of your success. So in these countries, that's why it's so different. But America, people like it because, like Seattle, if you come to Seattle, maze, it's like a Kenyan dogo. There's nothing I miss about Kenya, apart maybe from the people. But we have a huge number of Kenyans here. We have supermarkets, Kenyan supermarkets. We have sijui watu wa kuchinja mbuzi, watu wa kuweka mutura. Yeah, ni Kenya ndogo. So, and that's why US, I think, for me, tops it up when you're talking about international countries. I'm just happy to be here. But I'm not saying that other countries, you can't become prosperous. You can become, even in Kenya, you can become prosperous. Okay. Another thing that you need to know is once you are approved for the visa in Nairobi, that's not the end of it. At the port of entry, they will ask you the same questions, but in a trickery way. For instance, they will tell you, maybe in Nairobi, they asked you, how many months will you be in the US? Here, they will ask you, how many days? Sasa uja calculate, unasema, unakosea na siku moja. Yeah, if it's 3 weeks, maybe it's 21 days. So unasema 19 days. Yeah. Sasa hapo, because a lot of people have been deported. Let me call it deportation, because if you enter America and you just get into the port of entry and are returned, that's definitely a deportation. And deportation is tricky because you might never come back again after maybe after 10 years or 5 years, depending with your ban. Yeah, because it looks like you lied. Once they don't like liars. They don't like liars. Hey! Yeah. Watu wa mauongo hapana bana. Yeah. So those are some of the main questions that they really have to ask. And then you have also to have something that you're coming to do that is very important, that without you it cannot happen. That's also a very strong reason for you to come. Some people don't get the embassy just because of don't get the visa just because of the ties. I mean, not the ties, the reason. Yeah. So a reason must be very strong for you to even be acceptable to come. Ama namna gani? So I think those are a few questions that I've tackled in depth. So please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, if you're new here, thank you. You're in the right place. Yeah, we are based in Seattle, Washington. Yeah, keep it here. Tutakuwa tunaletea interview mbalimbali. Then so that you are able to learn. Ama namna gani? So keep it here for more. Ama namna gani? Cheers.